Hi there, this is Adam Jones. I am down at SeaDek UK HQ just outside of Bristol, and I'm just going to pop inside and grab Sean to have a little walk around the inside of the manufacturing facility here to talk us through a little bit of what they're doing today and how this SeaDek is made. We're going to do a much more in-depth video of a kind of how it's made from start to finish of a SeaDek for a boat, but this is just a little bit of an intro from Sean, so come with me and let's go grab him inside. Right, as I've just said, I've stolen Sean. We are inside SeaDek HQ here in Bristol, and I just wanted to walk you guys through with Sean exactly what goes on here at HQ. I think a lot of people think SeaDek just comes off of a roll like a carpet.
It's quite funny. We get people ring up and wonder if we can just reel them off a couple of meters and cut them some lines in it. So some of the conversations we have is quite funny.
And it's definitely not the case. I mean, we've got some, firstly, very expensive and very refined machinery going. If you can hear a machine in the background, you're just cutting some SeaDek as we speak.
Cutting some SeaDek panels here. These are for Williams jet tenders.
Cool.
So we make all of the SeaDek for every Williams jet tender that leaves their factory.
Amazing.
Before we were here, we've been here 8 years now.
Yep.
It always came from Florida.
Right.
Which is an expensive undertaking
to
ship it all from Florida. So once we were up and running, everybody had confidence in what we were doing. We moved the manufacturing for Williams to us here in the UK.
Amazing.
Hour and a half up the road, we deliver to them.
Amazing.
So a lot easier for them, and they don't need to order so much stock at a time because they can call on us as they need it.
Yeah, makes total sense. So this is 5mm?
This is 5mm
embossed?
Storm grey embossed, yeah.
And this is just cut with...
So this is knife cut.
Knife
cut.
This
has come off the machine, there's another sheet running there.
Yep.
So when it's in the sheet, that oscillating knife that's running there, which is this part of the machine here.
Yep.
So we're not routering.
Yep.
Oscillating knife. The knife turns through 360 degrees and do some amazing stuff.
Yeah.
This is fairly simple for Williams that we do, but we then get a flat, straight edge on there.
Yeah.
Which is what because this sits into a recess in the boat.
Right. Okay.
So it's not like they need to have that coved finish on it.
Yeah, and it's amazing to see the accuracy of the knife cut as well.
It is fantastic, yeah.
What you won't be able to see on camera is this is all fully cut now.
This is actually all cut, so you can just pop pieces out of here.
Look at that. So those tolerances on that knife, you know, they are
it's stunning. It's an amazing bit of equipment. So sharp and so precise.
It's very cool. So the machine that we've got those bits that have already been cut on, this is a...
This is the laser machine.
Okay.
So this is for the laser, burning the laser logos in.
Okay.
Which you've got some on your boat.
So I've got some on my boat, and again, if anybody's out there looking at options, you can have laser cut logos, you can have embossed logos, you can have etched.
You can have routed logo, routed, lasered, and inlay.
Cool.
So that's your three options.
Amazing.
And the inlays will be cut using the knife on the machine.
Right. Okay.
So it'll cut out. It'll cut out.
Yeah.
Say that's a word or a letter.
Yeah.
So you take that out. We'd cut the same piece in another colour and then lay that in.
Yeah.
And that's how you end up with an inlay logo.
And that's where the accuracy of that knife cut becomes so important.
You wouldn't get that without that knife.
No. Cool. And what else is this machine doing?
So this will router. Both machines will router and knife cut.
Okay.
So they'll work with all the different every material that we have goes through either machine. They're both the same.
Yeah.
One's just a bit newer than the other.
Cool. And so going back to what we said at the beginning about SeaDek not coming off a roll, if you're looking at SeaDek for your boat, you'd obviously get in contact with you guys. Each boat, unless it's a regular one that you use, is going to be fitted per boat.
Everything is everything's custom machined for that customer.
Yeah.
So if we've got a drawing, great, we can cut from an existing drawing for that model of boat.
Yep.
Or if the customer needs the boat templating or wants to send us templates, we then create the file, then we cut. But nothing is off the shelf. Everything is made for that particular customer.
Amazing. And in terms of colours and the way that works, you're just layering up pieces of SeaDek on top of each other?
The sheets come into us.
Yep.
We order the sheets from the factory.
Yep.
And they're already heat laminated together.
Yep.
And that's one of the big differences with our product to a lot of the cheaper products out on the market. Our sheets are flame laminated.
Right.
They're actually in effect welded together.
Yeah.
They're not glued. The problem with a lot of the glue laminated cheaper products, the glue dries out and the two halves will come apart.
Yeah.
And then you'll have a product failure.
You'll have a problem. Well, again, this gives you a bit more of the insight into why it's not as simple as a quick phone call. Sean, I need this for my boat. If you've got a specialist colour option that you want, That has to come in from America. Then it has to go through the system. We need to work out exactly the size that you need for each section of your boat. And then you're going to router in lines or patterns or logos or whatever comes with
Everything's bespoke.
Yeah.
Which I think may take a little bit longer, but the customer gets exactly what they need, rather than just some off-the-shelf Amazon kit that's probably got holes in the wrong place, different shaped hinge cutouts. The amount of discrepancies that you see from boat to boat, even though it may be the same model, is quite unbelievable.
Well, I think that that's one of the key things about SeaDek, is being obviously, you know, as you can see behind the old logo, marine products first and foremost before they've developed into other things. They understand that every boat is different. Within the manufacturing process, they're not on these huge factories like an Audi where everything is pretty much the same.
You've still got men
building boats.
Hands-on building boats. They're fitting hinges. They're fitting table leg cutouts.
Yeah.
One week to the next, those boat manufacturers may use a different supplier.
Yeah.
So therefore, that hinge cutout may not fit. It may fit a boat from 2020.
Yeah.
It may not fit a boat from 2021.
Yeah,
which is why a very important part of the process for us is test fitting.
Yeah.
So even if we've got a drawing for your boat, we will say to you, test fits first.
Yeah.
So either we come and test fit or we send the customer test fits. They lay them in the boat and make sure that everything is correct, the geometries are correct, and that everything fits.
Yeah.
And that's how it needs to be.
And that's why they fit as well as they do. And ultimately, that's why if you're thinking about a deck for your boat for the upcoming season, midway through the season, or changing a panel or putting a logo in, the best thing to do is get in contact with the team straight away, let them know what you're doing, let them know what you want to do, and partner with the guys at SeaDek to make this the best that it can possibly be for your vessel. Because I can tell you as a SeaDek customer, with SeaDek on my boat, when it's fitted properly, it is just next level.
It really looks the part, but you know that you're going to get that longevity out of it as well. Because if it doesn't fit right, and you start getting water track, it's going to lift, and there's so many little details that can then cause problems with the product later on in life. So it's got to be right.
Yeah, totally. Well, that's definitely the message to take away from this video. Sorry if the sound has been a little bit loud. Obviously, we're in a working environment. That machine's running in the background. But I just wanted to take this time to pick Sean's brain. Thank you very much for having us.
Thank you.
Hope you've enjoyed the video. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe. And if you are thinking about a SeaDek deck for your boat, get in contact with the team. And I'm sure they can help you out. We'll speak to you soon.